Welcome to News Briefs. Today is Tuesday, August 5, 2025. We're kicking things off in the United States. There's quite a strong debate happening right now within the Trump administration.
Yes, that's right. It's centered on a policy about federal disaster funds.
Exactly. We're looking at, more than $1.9 billion from FEMA. And, well, the condition attached is that states and cities have to certify that they don't boycott Israeli companies.
Right. It's that anti-BDS policy, basically,
Yeah.
against the boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement targeting Israel. But, be careful. It looks like there might be some movement here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there are reports, let's say, that the Department of Homeland Security, the DHS, might have, well, perhaps modified or maybe even reversed that directive.
So it could actually change.
Exactly. In fact, word is that an updated version of FEMA requirements, just from this week, well, it no longer includes that specific boycott clause.
But the situation isn't entirely clear yet, huh? Because I heard just yesterday, Monday, the administration was, they were still threatening to withhold those funds if the original conditions weren't met.
Yes, so it's still a somewhat uncertain situation. And this is already, generating quite a bit of buzz on social media with slogans like Israel First popping up.
Right. Definitely a lot of controversy surrounding that. Okay, well, moving on now to the conflict in the Middle East. Yesterday, a pretty significant letter became public. It was signed by more than 600 former high-ranking Israeli security officials.
Wow. Yeah, heavyweights, right? We're talking former heads of Mossad, of Shin Bet.
Exactly. Real heavyweights. And they're asking President Trump to pressure Israel to, basically to stop the offensive in Gaza.
Okay, and what's their central argument for that?
They're saying that the military objectives have, for the most part, already been achieved. And crucially, that the hostages will only be freed through some kind of agreement, not by more military action.
I see. And I also heard that just today, Tuesday, Trump's special envoy for the Middle East actually met with families of the Israeli hostages.
That's right. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu announced that sometime this week he's going to give instructions, his words, about how the war continues.
Instructions? Sounds a little vague, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And what's more, a key cabinet meeting was postponed. They were apparently going to discuss the possibility of a total occupation of Gaza.
Postponed. And I imagine the international pressure just keeps building up.
Absolutely. The UN Security Council took up the issue again, hostages, humanitarian aid. And Italy, for instance, publicly stated that a total Israeli occupation would be a, quote, serious mistake.
A serious mistake. And serious is definitely the word for the humanitarian situation in Gaza right now.
It sounds critical. The Palestinian Ministry of Health is now talking about more than 61,000 dead, and experts are warning about a possible famine scenario.
Right. I mean, with almost 22 months now of this offensive, getting food delivered safely must be almost impossible.
Very, very difficult. And also, Human Rights Watch came out pretty harshly against Israel's aid distribution system. The GH, I think it was on August 1st.
What did they say exactly?
They called it flawed and militarized, and they said it actually caused bloodbaths. That was their word. Textual. And just yesterday, the U.S. envoy visited one of those distribution sites.
Wow. What a complex situation all around. Okay, changing geographic focus a bit, but keeping that international attention, Russia issued a warning to the United States.
Yes, a serious warning, talking about the risk of nuclear war. This is apparently due to Trump's order to deploy 2 U.S. nuclear submarines near Russian coasts.
A very, very delicate matter indeed. Maybe let's shift to the economy. The U.S. economy isn't looking great.
No, not at all. Financial markets apparently had their worst week in months, and analysts are starting to talk more often about stagflation.
The dangerous mix, right? Stagnant economy plus high inflation.
Exactly. And some are attributing it partly to the Trump administration's tariff policies and, some recent economic data that just wasn't good.
Understood. Okay, now how about a health alert?
Yes. Down in Texas, there's concern about a measles outbreak. Unfortunately, it's already caused the death of 2 unvaccinated children.
Oh, how terrible. It just highlights again how incredibly important vaccination is.
Absolutely fundamental. Changing topic again, environment. There's a huge wildfire in Arizona.
Yes, in the Grand Canyon area. It's actually the largest one in the United States so far this year. It's already burned almost 50,000 hectares, and it's only about 13% contained.
Wow, very little. Let's really hope they can get that under control soon. Okay, and a leap into science and technology.
Yes. A federal agency in the U.S. has approved, including large artificial intelligence companies, on the list of, like, official government suppliers.
Really? Companies like who?
Well, think of the big ones, like OpenAI, Google, Anthropic. They'll now be able to offer their services directly to the federal government.
Hmm, that's an interesting move. And what do we have in sports?
Some NBA news. Darren Fox just signed a maximum contract extension, but with the San Antonio Spurs.
With the Spurs, okay.
Yes, and there are also some rumors swirling around Kevin Love. Sounds like he could be leaving the Utah Jazz.
Okay. We'll have to see what happens there. And to close us out, maybe some entertainment.
Sure, for video game fans. This August 2025 brings a couple of anticipated releases.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, for example, there's the sequel, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, The Hinokami Chronicles 2, and also apparently some remakes of classic arcade games.
All right, something for gamers then. Until next time.